engaging conversation, host Staci Swiderski sits down with Kim Costa, a top 5% realtor and host of American Dream TV, where she shares her journey into real estate, emphasizing the importance of aligning homes with clients' identities and needs. She discusses the challenges of the current housing market, the significance of understanding client regrets, and the innovative wheelhouse method she developed to help clients find homes that truly fit their lives. Kim also highlights the role of community engagement through her work on American Dream TV and offers valuable advice for women seeking to live authentically and pursue their passions. This episode with Staci and Kim is an invitation to pause, reflect, and ask a powerful question. Is your home supporting the life you actually want to live? Because when she decides to live in alignment, everything begins to shift.
Our next episode of She Decides. I'm your host, Staci Swiderski, and today we have Kim Costa. Super excited. She is a top 5% realtor, and she is also the host of American Dream TV. So we are going to learn so much about the real estate world, American Dream TV, and all that Kim does. So welcome, Kim. It's so great to have you.
Staci, thank you so much for having me. It is wonderful to be here.
Yes, my goodness, so much that we get to learn from you today. So I have a load of questions for you, and I know our listeners are going to learn so much from your experience, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's just dive in.
Okay, good.
So of course, I'm going to start just general, like what motivated you to get started into really real estate, and give us the timeline of that. When did you get started and how long have you been doing this?
Okay, good. That's a great question. I've worn many hats, financial, marketing, human resources, design. But if you think about it, all of those pieces are what you do when you help people find homes. You have to have the financial piece and all that. So I became a realtor in 2017. Okay. And it was actually just perfect for me. I was an accountant mostly before that, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing, not where my passion lies. So I could not wait to get out. I was always in a design or a residential construction field, but I was never actually with the people as much as I wanted to be. So I finally
really wanted to be
I wanted to be with the people, helping them and doing the actual design work instead of tracking all the money.
The behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I've been doing that since 2017, and pretty much ever since I started, I've been a top producer and just love it.
So once you jumped into real estate and you began really working with people, how long did it take you really to realize like this is my jam? Yeah, this is my love, and how long did it take you to really just thrive and just be successful in that role?
Really, it takes a little bit to ramp up from one industry to the other. So they say to give yourself 6 months to a year. So within that year, I was really rocking and rolling, and had, pretty quickly figured out what to do in my sphere of people. I've lived in Atlanta since I was 11, I think. So a long time. We won't say how long, but a long time.
Okay. Yeah, you're like quite a while, right? So
many decades. But
so you knew a lot of people, though.
Yeah, I knew a lot of people, and I'd been in a related industry for quite a long time, and had built, like something like 2,000 swimming pools, high-end swimming pools in the city. So very much, residential construction type of a feel, and a lot of knowledge there. So it didn't take me long to transition. I was just in the wrong role in the right industry.
There you go. There you go. And how was it to take that leap 100% into real estate? Because it is really an independent type, financial backing. You have
it's all you. Yeah. It's all you. You're the rainmaker. You're the negotiator. You're the face, everything. But I actually just loved it. I really just loved it. It was, I craved being out there with the people. And so getting to have really great, deep conversations with people about what they want their life to look like, totally my jam. And so
you just totally carved that out. And
it was natural for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about that. So how you help clients, really align their homes with really what kind of like who they're becoming, right?
Yes.
And not really just what they can afford so much, but really like it's part of them. Let's talk about that. Like how,
Yeah.
and that's clearly your niche there to be able to do that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do. I recognize that I take it a little deeper, and I know a lot of agents do. I have a lot of good agent friends that are fantastic. They really care about their clients. They're not transaction focused, they're client focused. And I think that's
right,
a misconception in the industry, in a lot of industries, really. But with AI and everything coming out, we need to be people focused. That is how we're going to thrive.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think, it's just a matter of taking it a little bit deeper, because in 2023 and 24, something like 82% of people who bought homes had a major regret. That's huge.
That's a high number.
Very
Oh my
high number.
goodness.
A very high number. And even with some of my clients, they had to choose so quickly because it was
Right.
competitive.
Well, in the market too. I
The
mean,
market was nuts. It
some of the
really
homes
was.
were like you barely get them listed and they're already sold,
Oh yeah.
right? And it's
You
and it's just so
It was 20 offers
crazy.
like in 12 hours. It was crazy. And so people couldn't take their time. Like, do I really, like, is this really the house for me?
Yeah,
And
and they're
so
kind of being pressured into being the
very
highest
much.
bidder and then just settling on it. And then, like you said,
Yeah, like
having
we got a house.
regrets.
Yay. And then like
Right.
in a year later, like, or even 2 months later, they were like, is this really the house we wanted?
I
We're
don't know if
not
I really
really,
love this
I'm not
house.
sure I
Yeah,
love this house, but we got it.
but we
So
got it. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm sure nothing huge is wrong with it. Although I think it's about 15% of all the people who bought in the past 23 and 24 don't even like the home they're in. That's like 3 million people a year.
And then
Because,
how often do you see them turn around and then sell? And
well, I
how
mean, some of
quickly?
I had one client who turned around the next year and sold. Because, like,
Yeah.
on closing day, we were in the kitchen, and the wife, lovely person, she was like, I don't know. And I was like, wait, we're like doing the final walkthrough, and we are headed to closing. Are you okay? Because if you back out, you lose your earnest money. I just explained, and she was like, I'll be
Hmm.
fine. But I could tell they sold it within the next year. Thank
You
goodness
knew she
they.
was hesitant.
Yeah, she was I could tell I kind of knew what she was hesitant about, but there
Hmm.
we were, they were getting transferred, and the decision had to be made. Thank goodness they remodeled and made like $100,000 on it in
Good.
addition
That
to,
was going to be my next question
thank
is
God.
like, you have the bidding wars, right?
Yeah.
And then people are paying maybe sometimes over, right? And
Yes.
then they want to turn around and sell it in a year that you don't want them to be a little upside
Under.
down there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know
So
that we'll
that's,
see that market again, so it's just really important, I think, going forward, with homes becoming a little less affordable now. Interest rates
hmm
are higher. Some of these
hmm
decisions have very serious financial repercussions. And so we want to make a good decision, not only financially, but like for your career, for your romantic life, for your family and your friends. Spirituality, all those 8 areas need to be addressed so that you're not stuck making one of the biggest decisions of your life incorrectly.
and really like where they can just live authentically and just feel like this is my home. This is my
This
safe
fits
place. I
me.
love being here.
Yeah. Or it fits the next version of me. Maybe
Right.
you're finishing a career, you're an empty nester, you're getting divorced, whatever life change you have going
Hmm.
on that's empowering you more
It's
into who
moving into
you
that.
want to be. Your environment, your home environment needs to support that.
Right. And so give us a little walkthrough. So let's say you have a new client
Hmm.
and they really want a home but you are, and that's kind of like their main goal. They just want to buy. They want to
Hmm.
buy something. And they're
Hmm.
like, I just like this area, but I can deal with, I really wanted 2.5 bedrooms, but this one only has two. I
Hmm.
really wanted, white cabinets, but this one has oak. Like,
Yeah,
but they're going to settle. Do you try to really not so much talk them out, but really just have them deep dive into their thoughts to
I
like, listen, I
do.
want to find you the perfect home.
I do. I don't want them to be unhappy. And
Yeah.
sometimes, there's a compromise that has to be made. You're, I have never found anyone who found a home with a 10 in each of the 8 areas. it doesn't exist.
Exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. I mean, you have to make a compromise. And so what I have people do is rank each area in importance. Like, what are you trying to fix? What's most important to you? Is like having a beautiful office at home more important to you than having guests? Is, like maybe you need that half bath if you have a lot of guests. But if it's just you and one's your bedroom and one's your office, that half bath maybe isn't so important. Let's talk about it. And so when making and then also financially, it's going to be another $50,000 for that extra half bath. Is it more important to you? Do you have the resources? And then also, is it that important to you where you want to spend that money? Or do you want to be like at a higher level for the better view? Or, so we weigh all the options, and it's the the client's decision.
Right. So you're not like, let's just get a quick sale here and get you in a home.
Gosh, no, that's a mistake.
We're going to talk about this. Yeah. You're like, oh gosh, no. You want to be people like, hey, you told me to buy this house.
I know. Like, worst agent in the world. She was in it for herself.
Don't use her. Yeah. We don't want to go that way. No.
She pushed me.
Right. And you're right. Like with the whole AI and just like the world that is evolving, I think we really have to harness like the relationship building with people. I think that's something that's so easy to slip away, and we can just like, and it's everything's so fast. Like, and that's something that people will remember how they feel and where they, in that relationship. So I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's so surprising how well AI listens to you. I use Claude.
He gets to know you.
It's like, oh my gosh, he really knows me, and so it's misleading, but they're never 100% correct. I found, like it's just a little jumbled, and they're not out there looking at the houses with people. They're not noticing gestures, which could mean there's something I don't like. And then you can feel sometimes people's discomfort, and then you want to figure out what's going on, and so that we don't leave a stone unturned. And
that's right.
AI can't do that.
No, it's so automated, right? And it's so quick to just like boom, 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 and give you a rationale of X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
It is missing that human element for sure.
It is. And it's only as good as the information you put into it.
That you're plugging in. Yep.
Yeah. And so I did a cost analysis the other day for a new home for somebody. And my assistant just asked AI, let's compare all these prices. And I was like, let's see what it says. I'm still going to do my analysis, but let's see what AI says. And they just grouped in all the homes with basements, no basements, finished basements, remodeled, no. And it was worthless. And so it takes the human brain to dissect and look at the photos and use our knowledge of the market to help people make a better decision.
And specific areas. And, and like you said, what your clients are really looking for at the end of the day.
Yeah, they want white cabinets, or they want, cherry, or whatever it is. They want a huge island. AI can't always see that.
No. It's a great tool, but it certainly isn't the all.
It's very helpful.
Right. It's helpful, but we always have to do our own final tuning of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's great to get ideas out there. It makes you think a little bit, but at the end of the day, you have to really listen to your own gut.
I agree. And do the detailed work.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk more about the wheelhouse method while we're on this topic. So obviously, instead of following the typical traditional methods and, for the real estate models, and I'm assuming like what we just shared is really what inspired you to create this.
Yes. Yeah. I lived in several homes that, may have fit me at the time, but then when life change happens, and I noticed that my home was changing. When I changed my career, I went from the big house to a luxury apartment that was lock and leave near like restaurants, and and it matched my personality better. I'm an extrovert, all the things. What I found helping clients is it was always like a career finance move. I was categorizing the major reasons for their move into 1 or 2 or 3 of the 8 quadrants of the wheel of life. And so I would say this is a health finance move. If they're retiring and they need a ranch with a primary on the main, and then, there were folks that really needed to be walkable to their synagogue. And so that was a spirituality family move. So it's just, once I started doing that, I was like, there is something to this. So that's when
There's
I started
something to
to
it.
develop the whole process.
And then you had mentioned the 8, right? The 8
Yeah, there's
pinpoints.
8
And what did
different
you call them
areas.
exactly? 8.
The
Okay.
wheel of life. So it's environment.
And there's 8.
There's 8. So environment, health, entertainment, spirituality, romance, family and friends, career, and finance.
And finance, yeah. So, and do you typically find that all 8 of those have to fit, or is it say 5 out of the 8?
Again, people have to prioritize,
Okay.
I mean, spirituality to one person may mean they need to walk to synagogue. So that's a huge factor. But to another, it may just be, I need to have a yoga studio within 20 minutes. And so that may be a lower priority for some. Rather
and
than
maybe
others.
some people don't realize what their priorities are until literally they have all 8 of these points in front of them, and they're like, you know what, I could maybe let this one go to have X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
First,
So, I mean, for some people, let's just take an example. And spirituality is not one that comes up as often. I wouldn't say it's one of the top. I would say finance, career, family, and health. Those typically are the main reasons people are moving. But let's not ignore the other 8 areas, because that makes
still important.
It's still important, and it's still part of the comfort and joy to maximize your life.
Yeah. So I love that. It's just, sometimes people don't even realize either the importance of those until you say, here, this is what I really want us to look at and focus on.
Let's maximize.
So great.
Yeah, maybe you were so in the weeds for so long that you didn't actually think about what is like maximizing my comfort look like. Does it mean a reading nook? Does it mean some nature parks to walk by nearby? Is it somewhere I want to get a dog? Is it somewhere I can have a dog? That kind of thing. So taking it to the next level.
How fun though. I mean, when you get to kind of fill in those blanks and help people.
It's like a puzzle each time.
Yeah, that's so fun. So fun. And you get to meet new people, right?
Oh,
and
their
personalities. Yeah, it's so cool. So cool. So let's talk more about American Dream TV.
Yes.
So you're a host on that. So share more. What is it all about? And how long have you been doing that for?
I just started. I have 1 episode in the can, as they say. And
cool.
I know I'm about to film my next one, which will be at a local bookstore in my community. They do a lot of community outreach and like really fun book clubs where like it's you pick a cookbook and then everyone makes a dish. They have like romance book clubs and fiction and nonfiction. So anyway, that's my next filming. So it's kind of like people in the community who up level others' lives. So last time it was the Art Barn, which teaches children about nature and art. With Farmer Sue. And so I get to write my own scripts.
That was going to be my next question.
I love it.
Who is behind the scenes? And then so you get to, oh, wow, that is so fun.
Yeah. So I pick the venue, like someone in my community, which is 3 little towns, Milton, Alpharetta, and Roswell, Georgia. And I live right in the middle in this place called Crabapple. It's like old school buildings and a little towns and real cute.
Oh, that just sounds like the cutest little town.
It's adorable. It's so cute. So I've been here a long time, so I know a lot of the business owners and the homeowners. And so I'll go to a local business and we'll just have a little interview about like, what do you bring to the community and what's your philosophy about, giving back and all those kind of things. So it's always positive news about the community or a home in the community or a person living in their home that they love in the community and how they give back.
And what outlet does this air on? And
so it's on Roku. It's got its own YouTube channel. All the streaming apps, and then it's also sometimes on HGTV, travel, or CNBC.
Oh wow,
you can also find it there.
And then, how often do you does it launch? How often do you drop an episode?
I record every other month. So I'll be recording on just coming up here real soon, December 29th. And then that episode will air in January. So I record 1 month and it's released the next month.
Oh, that's so neat. And how long is each recording? How episode?
It's a 5-minute segment, a
Okay.
report, like it's like a reporter,
Yeah,
so
yeah, like a
you're doing a 5-minute segment on a news show. And so there's about 800 hosts across the country. So I work my area
and you get this
here.
area.
Yeah. So it's a local community broadcast for 5 minutes. And then there are like 4 or 5 other segments for each show.
Oh, that is so fun.
Yes.
That's so fun. I
Yeah.
mean, and then just for like the networking, purposes and getting to know
Networking
more
and
people,
just,
it's so great.
yeah, showcasing. And, I'll be 2 episodes from now, I'll be doing a show about someone who's living in their wheelhouse. And so it's going to be about how their home actually fits them at the highest level, and then like where they work and how that kind of all, it's kind of like they're kind of known in the community. And so how it all combines to where they're giving back from their home. It's going
It's
to
like
be
full
really
circle,
full
going back
circle.
to the wheelhouse, right? And then you get
Yes,
to plug it all in.
exactly.
That is fun. That is so fun. Okay, so a few questions for you.
Yeah.
Fun. So when you think about the homes that like you grew up in, that you've lived in over the years, which one taught you the most about really who you are today, or who you were becoming at the time? Do you have like a recollection of that?
I do. That's a great question because
A little deep, but it's
no, that's
fun
okay. That's okay. I like that. So I do. I've lived in a lot of homes. I think I've lived in 22. So I'm taking the
wow.
scenic route. Most people live in, the average is like 12. So I've lived in a few more. So the one that taught me the most,
which still though 12 seems like a lot. So I think that like if you think about it, the importance of that, like your life experience and say those 12 homes, right? Those 12 locations.
And there are some major transitions that happen, in those homes, like getting married and moving in your first home. That's a big one.
Right.
The home of your childhood. That's a big one.
Yeah. Right. So those memories just all dial back to that home.
They do. It's like the scene of the movie of your life, in most cases. Yeah.
Your neighborhood friends growing up with.
Kick the can with the kids.
Yeah.
So
sorry I interrupted, but
no, that's okay. It
makes you really think deep.
It does. It just as your life changes, your home changes, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So the home that really taught me the most, uniquely enough, or serendipitously enough, is called Clarity Farm. My former spouse and I named it. It was a horse farm not far from where I'm living now. And I had young children, and I was kind of doing what everybody else did in our neighborhood, which was riding horses, owning a farm, all the things. And I'm not a horseback rider. I'm a golfer. I love to golf. I've always
how funny.
been a good golfer. And so when I was at this horse farm, I fell off a horse and broke my back. And while I was recovering, I started writing again, and I wrote the Oprah Winfrey Show. And then I won the contest because I love to write. And I proceeded to tell the producers of the show they could not film at my house because I was so overwhelmed in that big old house with my broken back. I was in a walker. I mean, how was I going to get ready for the Oprah show to come film in my house? So I told them, no, you cannot come. And
what did you write about?
I wrote an essay on on friendship, how friendship gets you through difficult situations. And so it was for the movie, The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood. Remember that?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
yes.
So that was the essay. And so the winning essay, and then I said, don't come film at the house. So they picked another group of ladies, to be like the number one winners, but they still flew us all up there. So we got to go to the Oprah show and, see the stars and meet Oprah and all that stuff. But it was such a waste of what could have been a real showcase of like my writing talent and my friendships. And
I was going to say, do you regret not allowing them to come film?
I do. Do I? Let me think about this, because it led me to where I am now. I don't know that I would go back and change anything because it became the impetus for me to write this book.
Right.
And so who am I to say where my life's going to lead next?
It's like if you had a crystal ball, right? You just don't know. So you did what was right for you at the moment.
At the moment, I did what was right for me. I did what I was capable of doing, but it also put that fire in me that, oh my gosh, my writing must be I've been told my writing's good. And it must have been okay for the Oprah show to have picked it because, boy,
Well, I'd say, I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure there was a ton of competition there of
yes,
choosing.
women,
Yes.
women competing for the Oprah show. So,
And was the main, was the subject the same for everybody, or you could
it
write about
was.
whatever you
It
wanted
was
to?
an
Oh,
essay on what friendship means to you, how friends have helped you in a tough time. So I had the broken
okay.
back. They definitely helped. They came to the hospital. They rallied. They helped. They fed my kids. They got my kids to school. They brought me dinners, our family dinners. And so that's what I wrote about. But I put a little humor into it.
Yeah.
And
Clearly it
yeah,
was impressive.
yeah, and but the funny thing is when I wrote that essay, it was back in 2001 when it wasn't an email that I could save. It disappeared into their website. So like I never saw it again after I hit that send button.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't have it to this day.
I would say, so you have no
I
copy of it?
remember a lot of what I wrote
It's
about
more
it.
in here, what you remember?
A lot of it is, and there were some funny lines, and I'm a very good short story writer. My teachers always read my stories out loud, so I always add a little humor and a surprise ending in most cases. And there is some of that in my book, Live in Your Wheelhouse, which is coming out in March. There's a little surprise ending. I write about Clarity Farm, and there's a bit of a surprise ending. I think it's in the 5th chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too, because I know you had, you're passionate about writing, and what have you done to really fulfill that? And obviously we know that you have, but I mean, that's a talent. Not everybody has that. I mean, especially nowadays with, you can
plug
AI.
in AI.
Yeah, you can plug it in, but to have the love for it and to
Yeah.
be just as, if not better than AI. I mean, that's a pretty amazing talent to have.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're able to still utilize that.
Absolutely. And I think it's just part of my personality. I think that's just the way my brain works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. But how cool is that though? I mean, to be able to win that from the Oprah Winfrey show. Like that. So moving on to like the real estate piece of it, when you have a client and they want to sell, they're thinking about selling, how do you support them? Whether to, like, what do you think? Do you want to move, or do you want to maybe, renovate, or what do you think? Like, do you see that happen often?
I do. I tend to have these conversations with people fairly often. I do have a design background. I do have master's work in human resource development, so I look at it through that lens.
Is there anything that you don't do? I mean,
yes,
you are like...
I don't do accounting. I don't do accounting anymore.
You're like, no more accounting.
It was
I don't
never
want to see
supposed
those
to
numbers.
be.
Yeah.
There are many. I don't do technology integration. My brain. I'm not a left. I can do left brain things. I am better at right brain things.
You're better at the right brain.
Yeah. So I try to keep in my zone of genius these days. Yeah. Or else I get a headache.
Otherwise, you're like delegating that stuff out.
That's
like,
right.
I don't want the other stuff. Right?
Ladies, you have to. You have to.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Work in your strengths. Yeah. So
yeah. So like you probably see it quite a bit then, obviously.
I do.
I think some people just need to hear themselves talk about that out loud and to help make that decision.
Yeah. And we have options. It's, stay and don't do anything. And when you really feel compelled, move or renovate. So you don't have to do anything. Or you could renovate, or you could repurpose a room. And so basically I just talk through the pain points. And if it's not serious enough where it forces a move, and this happens all the time, I send over a designer or a construction manager to talk about enlarging the laundry room, or putting a place for mom to live out in the back, or converting the basement, or whatever it is that is their pain point. So it's, stay, go, or reno.
Right. You have options, like you said.
Yeah.
And you're happy to listen to them and help maybe guide, but based on what are their, their 8 points, which I love that.
Yeah.
Like, listening to that. I love that. So one of the questions I have for you, and it seems kind of repetitive, but I think it's so important, is, what does it truly mean to really live in the alignment in your life, right? With the life that, that you're becoming. And I think, with real estate, so important, but just in life, I like to talk about that for, really our listeners, like what your life is going on. So even if we moved away like from the real estate question for a minute, let's
Yeah.
talk more on business and but to live in alignment in your life,
Yeah.
whether like how important do you feel that is?
I think it's so important. It's been my own personal life's mission for the past 10 years I changed everything. And it's so empowering. I can't even, someone asked me the other day, like, what's the biggest pain point in your life right now? He's a very good friend of mine. And we've had discussions about divorce and illness and, financial stuff, and it was just kind of like me switching everything. Like, what are you working on now? Like spinning plates. And I said, I don't have any pain points right now. I guess I'm finally there.
Like, knock on wood. I think
Well, because life will throw you a curveball. So
you don't know.
Don't say that too loud, right?
Right. You don't want to jinx anything.
Exactly.
Right?
Let's just be quiet and keep going. But but I think it is so important, and I think you'll feel the discomfort if you're not living in alignment, and it'll be a whisper. It'll be like, I feel funny. Something's not right. I feel uneasy. I don't feel I don't feel fulfilled. I'm nervous. I'm frustrated.
Like you're being your best self.
Yeah. Something's holding you back. You're not like living your best life. And it'll whisper. And then all of a sudden I find that it'll just knock you over the head. Like, like there's been a message, and then boom, you're going to get knocked over the head, and then you have to make a decision.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going with your gut feeling at that point.
Try to listen to your gut along the way.
Move on this. And I feel like too, like so many amazing women that I've had the opportunity to have on our podcast, and so many of them have changed their career because they have done that. They've listened to themselves and they have remove themselves from a really safety net of, they're receiving a paycheck every, whether it's weekly, biweekly, whatever, to really jumping out and doing their own thing because they are really, they want to, they want to feed their soul. And I think it's important that women feel that support around them, and so they can take that leap, because I think that's the best time to do it. So you're never going to be 100% ready. You're never going to be 100% ready, right?
It's never going to be perfect.
Right.
But I do think that there's unlimited potential when a woman goes out on her own and works in her strengths and has a mission. I mean, it's so empowering. I think I've at least 4x'd my income since I was a controller, and I have the freedom, which I do like. It fits me. And I just think you become empowered when you're aligned. There's nothing that holds you back.
Right. And I think also it allows you to empower others as well.
Oh,
when you feel, so important. So what is your one piece of advice that you would give to any woman who isn't in alignment and maybe they want to start their own business, doing something that they truly, truly love, right? What is your one piece of advice for that woman?
It's a kind of a two-part piece. It's hit the pause button for a moment and do the research, not only on what you're about to do, but how you're made and what you're going to be good at in that role and what you need to farm out. So that
delegation is so important.
Yes,
key.
Work in your zone of genius. There's no way you're going to fail a viable business opportunity if you're working within your strengths. So figure out what those are before you jump in. And it doesn't mean you can't do that job, but maybe, you need some help with IT. Maybe you need to get someone to do your accounting so you know what your business is looking like. If those aren't your strengths, maybe you are an accountant and you're going to open your own business. Maybe you need someone to run your IT or work on your human resources, because your goal and your strength is doing the actual financial analysis. So
and really recognize that strength. Yeah.
Recognize your strength.
Right. So what is your part two?
So that's actually, so pause and research.
Pause.
Take a pause.
Research.
Like, don't just jump in like, oh, Susie did this. it worked out great for her. Make sure that, Susie's different than you. So make sure that
Everybody's different.
you're
Right.
cut out for this. And,
Right.
maybe, look at your strengths and what you've been trained in and just make sure it's a good fit. And if not, if you need a little extra training, get that before you jump in.
Yeah, because a lot of times you can just, well, more than not, you're going to be frustrated when you're going to try to do it all yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're kind of moving away from, and I know that's part of being an entrepreneur. Sometimes you are kind of the only person, but like you said, find the strengths around you that really can fill that gap so you don't become frustrated and think,
Right.
oh, this isn't for me.
Right.
Well, really it is for you, but there's people that are better, more knowledgeable
Yeah.
at pieces of it.
That's right.
But as a whole, like this is your dream or what you want to
Yeah.
accomplish. And,
It's just one
yeah.
piece that maybe is frustrating you. And so just figure out how to either farm it out, get around it, or do it a different way.
Yeah. I love that because I think you're not a failure if you don't know it all. We're
Oh
not
my
meant
gosh,
to
who
know
would
it
know?
all.
Who could know it all?
Right.
Yeah.
And don't feel silly asking for help.
Yeah, and at the rate things are changing now, it takes a
Nobody's
village
paying
to keep up.
attention. That's right. That is so right. Yeah. And none of us are perfect, right? So
No.
yeah.
Call an expert.
That's right. Call an expert. Yeah, absolutely. So this has been a lot of fun. And my goodness, like you are like, I'm sure it's such a mentor to so many and you probably don't even know it.
Mm.
Yeah. I can hear it in your voice and just in your passion for life and others.
I love to see people's potential. I really do.
Yes, it's the best. It's the best. And when you can be their cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it. So what I like to do is wrap up with our She Decides 10. So they're 10 quick, fun, little quirky questions. And it's just a quick boom, boom, boom.
Great.
So if you don't, ready? I'm going to go through them. They're fun. All right. The first one is morning coffee at home, or do you like to go out for your coffee?
Morning coffee, for sure.
Oh,
at home.
Yes, yes.
At home.
Yes, at home. Yes, same. I'm like, that's like the first thing I'm getting. Nobody wants to talk to me if I leave the house and don't have my coffee. So it's better if I have it at home. A beach sunrise or a mountain sunset?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I'm going to say beach sunrise because I just did that last week.
There you go. Yeah. I know they're both beautiful, right?
Yes.
So you can turn down either or. This is a cute one. Cozy socks or barefoot?
Cozy socks.
Okay.
I get cold.
Yeah. I got to keep those feet warm. Do you like big windows or a cozy little nook?
Oh my gosh. Cozy little nook.
Cozy little nook. See, aren't these fun? They're questions.
These are great.
It's like, oh, these are. I've never thought of that one. Do you like music in the background playing, or do you like more of a quiet space?
Music with no lyrics.
Oh,
if I'm
there you go.
Studying, yeah. If I'm working,
yeah. So a little nice soft noise in the background, but no lyrics. Yeah. All right, that's a good answer. Do you like to hosting friends or solo recharge time?
Oh, I'm an ambivert, so I'm going to say hosting friends.
Yeah, I think I could have answered that for you because you said you like to be around people, and that's really what got you into your whole career. Yeah. Fresh flowers or house plants?
Fresh flowers.
Yeah. I'm agreeing I think with almost all yours. Spontaneous plans, or do you like to plan ahead?
I'm a spontaneous person. Thank goodness
Same.
my husband's a planner, so we figure it out.
Each other out. Yeah, you get it figured out. Yeah, he may be like, "Whoa, slow down a minute," right? And then you tell him, "Quit being boring. Let's just do it."
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, 2 more: reading a book or watching a feel-good show.
Reading a book.
Reading a book. Mm-hmm. Okay, and last but not least, do you like a nice candlelit evening or a bright sunny morning?
I like a candlelit evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I thought you would answer the other. So there you go. You got me on the one.
It's hard to choose. They're all good.
I know. They're all good. Like, let's just take them all. And
I want them all.
Yeah, we'll take them all. But this has been so much fun, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck on American Dream TV. I think that is so amazing to be able to, I feel like this was written in the cards for you.
I do too. It's a dream come true. I'm really enjoying it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's something like it goes back to living authentically, right?
Yeah.
And doing what we love to do.
Mhm.
So this has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for joining us. And you have a great rest of the week. And